What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show or Trennon Talks. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we post. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show. My name's Trennon, and that's Ryan. Ryan, say what's up.
No.
That's a shocking turn. That is a shocking turn, everybody. Welcome back to the TNR show. We took a little hiatus. I was somewhat busy last week, and there is a lack of college news right now. But that being said, I'm very hyped about the college news we have right now, and Ryan's pretty excited about recruiting. And in this period that is supposed to be dead, it feels like there's pretty much there's a good bit of life. Would you agree, Ryan?
There's some life, yeah.
Baseball, if you're any sort of a baseball fan and you're not paying attention to this College World Series, you're an idiot. Now, if you're not a baseball fan, I get it. But if you're a baseball fan, you should be paying attention. And recruiting, I believe, Ryan, has exited its dead period. Is that true?
That is correct. Players are now allowed to visit their schools again, and everyone is starting to recruit. And I have a long list of recruits that have committed.
And that's what I'm telling you, people. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's a lot of stuff. And it may seem like, oh my God, Trent's over exaggerating. There's not that much stuff. There's a ton of stuff. We had a new rule from the NCAA we're going to break down today as well, saying athletes can market off their image. So we're going to speak on that. Just a lot of stuff going on before we hit football season, which is going to be bonkers. Let me tell you something. This podcast will be booming. There's going to be changes like never seen before with this podcast. Look, I have pride. You know, sometimes I feel unmotivated. I'll be honest with you with the podcast. And I mean, we put a lot of effort into it. I think we do, you know. Ryan, you'd agree with that. Ryan puts a lot of effort into it. He's a big numbers guy. I'm more of an emotional guy. But I feel like, you know, sometimes I get a little down and like, man, you know, we're not, you know, getting thousands upon thousands of views, but you know, I mean, feel overall, I mean, we've done over 40 episodes, it feels like. I'm not sure how many. I could probably go count, but you know, I mean, the fact that
Counting's overrated.
Yeah, probably that's too much math. But we've done about 20 to 25. That's probably more realistic.
Yeah.
Episodes. And you know, I have pride in that because a lot of podcasts don't make it past 6. And we're at like 20, maybe 25. So somewhere in that range. So I mean, there's pride to be had in that, you know. But anyway, I don't want to get up into how great I am, even though I skipped last week. But I just would like to say thanks you for listening, watching. Sorry for no video last week as well. You're getting a video this week. You're getting it on Friday. You're getting it on Friday afternoon. What did you say?
I said we'll see.
We're gonna get it. I promise you. I promise you right now, Ryan. I promise you, my 6 a.m. viewers, 6 a.m. listeners, you're gonna get the podcast on time, on schedule, ready to roll. Ready. Ryan doesn't believe me. Whatever, scumbag. All right, so I'm going to start off with the College World Series and also still a Pro American podcast. So thought I'd throw that in there as well.
American.
College World Series. Let me break it down for you. I'm going to break it down. Everything that's happened. There's a lot that's happened since Arkansas got kicked out of the tournament. We had Omaha. So it might have been good that I just compiled all of Omaha into one big continuous story because it keeps you entertained and it keeps me somewhat entertained as well. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to read through them all and we're going to go from there. And I hope I have them all. So, all right. Sorry, I'm getting it all right now. Saturday, June 19th, the first day in Omaha. NC State beat Stanford 10-4. I'm just going to rattle these off. It's as for confusing as for you as it is for me, or whatever. Vanderbilt beat Arizona 7-6. Sunday, June 20th, 2021, Virginia beat Tennessee 6-0. Mississippi State beat Texas 2-1. Ooh. Monday, June 21st, 2021, Stanford beat Arizona 14-5. NC State beat Vanderbilt 1-0. Wow. Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, Texas beat Tennessee 8-4. Tennessee is then kicked out of the tournament. A very good. I hate Tennessee. I'm glad they got kicked out. Bunch of scumbags. Also on that Tuesday, June 22nd, Mississippi State beats Virginia 6-5. Virginia is not kicked out of the tournament yet. Wednesday, June 20th, it's very confusing. Wednesday, June 23rd, 2021. Vanderbilt beats Stanford 6-5. Stanford is kicked out of the tournament. That I know for a fact. Thursday, June 24th, 2021. Texas beats Virginia 6-2. Virginia is then kicked out of the tournament. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Friday, June 25th, 2021. 5 days from this recording, 8 days from when you, or 7 days when you listen. Vanderbilt beats NC State 3-1. Texas beats Mississippi State 8-5. All those teams are in. Saturday, June 26th, 2021. Here comes the ultimate story. Vanderbilt versus NC State ruled no contest due to COVID-19 protocols. The Commodores advance. Mississippi State beats Texas 4-3, and that's where we go from there. So the national championship. First game, Vanderbilt wins 8-2. Last night, Tuesday, June 29th, Mississippi State wins 13-2. And at this moment of this recording, we are in the bottom of the sixth. Vanderbilt is got a man on second base. I'm doing a play-by-play vlog because watching the game would destroy my Wi-Fi. So you have to give me a second. I'm trying to read this. God, there's all kind of crap. There's a video that keeps popping up. Anyway, Vanderbilt's got a guy on second base, and they're down 5-0 in the top. Actually, it just changed. It's now the top of the sixth. Or what? I'm very confused. Anyway, Mississippi State, it's top of the sixth. Mississippi State's up 5-0. Ryan, did you comprehend anything I just said?
Barely. Oh my gosh. The way the baseball tournament works is just so confusing. Like, you lose, but you're still in. Like, just make it a normal tournament.
Oh my God. Baseball, it plays like basketball. Basketball or hockey go to best of seven.
If you lose, you're out.
If you lose like 3-4 games, you have to lose 4 games.
That's pro.
That's
different.
4 games. You can't do baseball like that. That's too much. There's too much going on there.
Make it like the tournament, like the NCAA. And
No. I disagree completely. They don't play the regular season like that. Basketball plays the regular season one, like just You know what I mean?
I mean, fair. If they want to do it that way.
Oh, they want to, and they are. All right, I'm going to go through some of this stuff, some important notes, I think. Some of these are really stupid. Some of these are going to make no sense. But I'm excited for all of them either way. To some of you.
Okay.
Some of these are going to make. All right, let's go back in time. All right, so the College World Series is going on. And I don't know how much of you know about this thing called Barstool Sports. I'm sure I'm telling you for the first time as well.
Got your thing
Barstool, you know what Barstool Sports is, right? I've shown you some of their stuff before.
It's your flag.
That's right. It's a Barstool. So there's this guy. His name's Ben Mintz. He's a college baseball guy. He's really a college football guy, but he likes college baseball too. He doesn't like pro baseball. So he only likes college baseball. So, he wanted to grow the game, right? So he started, I remember before, I was still in school, I think probably in March, maybe middle of March, he started talking about college baseball at Barstool. It's kind of one of the reasons I got into it, and Arkansas was the best team in the country. I still think they are, but, they did lose to NC State. But regardless, I still think Arkansas is the best team. Regardless. This guy was into college baseball. So, he's growing the game. He's doing like small meetings, on Clubhouse. I don't know. People just gather. It's like a live podcast basically, and people are talking about college baseball. Nobody really cares, and everybody's kind of weirded and like, what's going on? What's going on? The NCAA regional start and college baseball starts shooting up on Twitter. Starts being a big deal, and he starts kind of getting behind it. When Omaha happens, everybody's involved at the company Barstool. The head, Dave Portnoy, many of you probably have heard them. If you don't know him from Barstool, you probably know him from Fox News. He goes on there sometimes. And then, so basically he gets involved. This guy named Brandon Walker, big Mississippi State fan. Some call him the face of Mississippi State, other than Dak Prescott. It's him and Dak Prescott on their Mount Rushmore of people who like Mississippi State sports.
About Mike Leach.
Who?
Mike Leach.
Oh, Mike Leach isn't a fan. He's a coach. There's a difference. I'm
He
talking
will be
about
on that
pure
Mount
fan.
Rushmore.
Yeah, he probably will be.
Just because he's going to punch.
He's probably already there.
He's probably going to punch Lane Kiffin one day, and that's just going to.
Oh man, could you imagine Lane Kiffin versus Mike Leach? Oh my god, I would literally could pass away, and like that would be my moment. I think I could live without seeing anything else. That would be the greatest thing my eyes could ever witness. Anyway, not the point. So this guy, they do like gambling at Barstool. I'm kind of rambling here, but I got a point to the story. And this guy does college baseball betting at Barstool. He got Barstool to do college baseball betting. So it's like you could pick Mississippi State to win or Vanderbilt to win, yada yada yada. He went on a streak in Omaha where he was 0-10. There is one game. I can point out which game it was. It was Monday, June 21st, 2021, NC State Vanderbilt. I will post the video on. I encourage everybody to watch it. If you don't have access to social media, ask me for it. It's a great video. Ben Mintz, he's from Louisiana, Ryan. He's got that Cajun accent. You know what I mean? Got that Cajun.
Got an Orgeron.
Yeah, got the Cajun accent. It doesn't really sound like that. It's like a higher version of that. I can't really do that. But he's got a Cajun accent. He's always very energetic guy. He was in a slump. He knows he's in a slump. It's a pitcher's duel in the top of the fifth. It's 0 scores. Guy goes, records a video, halftime or like a middle of the game kind of video. Like, people do that. Like, and he goes and says, all right, this is the night I'm going to win this game. It's a pitcher's duel. It's a pitcher's duel. In the middle of recording that 1 minute and 30-second video, NC State nails the only run of the game and wins the game 1-0. Ben Mintz had picked Vanderbilt to win the game. So he's in the middle of recording this video, like I said, I want everybody to go watch it on our Instagram, TNR Sports. He's talking about in the video how it's a pitcher's duel. It's a pitcher's duel. And in the middle of the video, NC State hits the only run of the entire game. I encourage everybody to go watch it. It's one of the most spectacular, crushing blows I've ever seen on a person's face. If you like to see someone in utter disappointment, shock, and disbelief, and kind of laugh at them over something that's not really that serious, this is the video for you. Any comments on that, Ryan?
I'm excited to see it. I mean, I don't really like to see people in despair, I guess, but
it's over something stupid though. Like if it's someone in despair, like a bad situation, yeah. But this guy's just betting on college baseball. Screw him. We can laugh at him. It's funnier that way. All right, and the last controversy I'll talk about. I'll update you on the score right before it's still 5-0 at the top of the 7th. Mississippi State looks like they might win the game. It's early. Vanderbilt is the home team. They will be hitting in the bottom of the ninth, so you never know what might happen. Vanderbilt NC State ruled no contest due to COVID-19 protocols. I don't have a lot of the facts because I feel like I need a lot of the facts here. And if I don't, people are going to come for my throat. So I would rather...
for your throat.
Yeah. So... All right. Good Lord. Everything's a disaster. Can't even have ad blocker on without people complaining. Crazy town.
I
All
feel
right.
I go,
13 NC State players got COVID, including 4 pitches. What do you think about that? I'm trying to see how many had to sit out just because of
protocols and whatnot.
they didn't say anything about it. But
I think it's a shame. Um, the whole thing. I mean, pretty much what happened was that NC State wasn't able to field the team, and they had to forfeit. Right?
so they played the first game with only 9 players. 9. And they only lost 3-1. Quite impressive. I think one of the pitchers they have from the bullpen was actually playing first base, which is just insane.
That's
Very talented guy. But I think, yeah, I think the NCAA didn't want to see the potential. I don't really know who forced the gun. You know what I mean? For who pulled the trigger, as they say
yeah.
in
It
sports.
it
Like,
really
who made NC State quit? NC State? Did they do it on their own? Did the NCAA force them to resign? You can go into that rabbit hole and be like, well, the NCAA didn't want to see a 9-player NC State team that half the people got COVID, play for the national championship. What did they all get COVID? And then blah, 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 blah.
it
So,
kind of feels like if it was a different sport, if a different team, things would have come out differently.
you
Like
talking
if
about like if it was in football and Alabama, Ohio State got COVID?
yeah, if it was in football and Alabama and Ohio State got
Yeah, I know what you're
COVID,
saying.
we would
Yeah,
have just
NC
completely
State
put it
just
on our date.
it's NC State's just one of those teams that aren't going to get a fair shake like everybody else.
You
I
know,
do agree with that. I think Alabama, I think Alabama, like those kind of teams that you mentioned, would have gotten away with it in football. Absolutely. I think it's maybe probably more difficult to hide because of all the players that had COVID. Because then you're like, well, but it's just it's a bad situation. NC State had to win 1 game to advance. Vanderbilt had to win 2. And, it's disappointing, I'm sure, for the NC State fans who had beat the top ranked Arkansas. I was pulling for NC State. It's always looked better if you lose to the national championship,
yeah,
a national champion. They were hot. I mean,
yeah.
they were hot against Arkansas. They were hot in Omaha. They hadn't lost 1 game going prior to that Vanderbilt game when they only had 9 players, lost 3-1. So I mean, good for Vanderbilt. I mean, good for NC State. They had a good season. They beat Arkansas, which I hate.
In the spirit of competition, it really kind of sucks because NC State was really killing it.
Yeah.
They really were. Um, and it kind of makes you wonder what would have happened because right now, I mean, Vanderbilt's getting their butts handed to them by from Mississippi State, or at least last I heard, and they
Yep.
lost.
6-0.
Yeah, like would it may have been different. Like NC State really had a shot to win this national championship, and it just feels wrong. Even if I mean,
Oh, copyright.
right? Um, but I think that was me. Um, if I mean, even if Mississippi State wins the national championship, it feels.
I
I
think
mean,
if Mississippi State wins, it feels more legit. If Vanderbilt won,
yeah. I mean, even. I'm not taking anything away. I assume Mississippi State's going to win it. But even if they do, it would have been awesome to see the Cinderella story.
yeah,
Uh,
NC State.
NC State coming in and having a chance.
One thing I think we need to look at, who knows if I'll remember this on June 30th conversation, but is the ACC more legit in baseball than we thought? I mean, they had 2 teams make Omaha. That's only one less than the SEC.
Yeah.
And Tennessee got bounced after losing 2 games in a row. They stunk. Now, Vanderbilt and Mississippi State didn't make it to the final, but NC State, one could argue, should have made it. So it's hard to say, you never know. Vanderbilt might have won 2 in a row. It's hard to say. You don't know,
I
but
mean, baseball is kind of one of those sports where anyone can be good. I mean, You saw Coastal Carolina won the baseball national championship a few years ago. Like that's
Awesome.
crazy. Because like if you think about it, the top young baseball players go pro. They don't have to go to college. You don't have to play a year like you do in basketball or 3 years in
Yeah,
football.
you can go right out of high school.
You just go. So you don't really see the top guys going to college baseball, which is probably why college baseball isn't as big. And so really anyone can pick up the 3-star recruits that don't make it in the MLB draft. And Coastal Carolina did it. They formed a team and they won that championship. Even old like Mississippi State, and
They were the 7th ranked team in this tournament.
in most other sports, Mississippi State sucks. Like they're not a good team.
Yeah, don't tell Brandon Walker that. You're probably like, who the hell's that? All right. That kind of concludes the NCAA baseball talk. I will keep you updated. I'm watching the box score thing. You ever watched those before, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
They're awful. Well, this is actually pretty good. I'll be honest with you. I say it's awful. Their ESPN's baseball thing is actually very good. I'm very impressed. It's not as good as watching the game, but take what you can get. All right, Ryan, lead us on the recruiting trail. Recruit me, Ryan. Recruit me.
Or recruit you. All right.
Holy crap, my butt. There is a lot of stuff here.
So I'm going to start with kind of the lesser recruiting news. And that's special teams. I have 2 special teams.
Good Lord, people, you are in for a daggum ride today.
Talking
about special team. They don't just play like normal positions.
I'm only
like a kicker or something.
The special teams is kind of it's different. So I'm only bringing this up because I know Arkansas is one of them. And
I didn't even know. Great pick. Great pickup by Arkansas. Holy crap. Maybe I should just shut the hell up sometimes. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So Arkansas got 5-star recruit, long snapper, Elijah Stein.
Woo, freaking pig, baby. Heck yeah. 5-star?
Yeah, he's a long snapper.
I don't care what he is. He's 5-star.
So big
his ass.
Big pickup for the Razorback. So congratulations, Trennon. The other one is 5-star kicker, Trey Smack. His last name is Smack.
Oh God, Trey just smacked me.
Smack.
Unbelievable.
He has committed to Florida. So to our favorite coworker out there, just kidding.
Who?
You're my favorite coworker, Trenton.
Who in the world's a Florida fan? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know who it is. Yeah. Anyways, he is
Florida sucks.
His name is Trey Smack.
Just kidding. They're pretty good.
Moving on. So now we're going to the bulk of it. So bear with me here. 4-star safety Sherrod Coville has committed to Clemson, along with 4-star cornerback Torano Pride has also committed to Clemson. Toriano?
Yeah.
Close enough. 5-star running back Reuben Owens.
God, these names are fantastic. Like a Reuben sandwich.
I almost got one today. Reuben Owens has decommitted from Texas. He was a 5-star running back. 4-star linebacker Shamar James has committed to Florida. So another Florida commit. 4-star cornerback Jaden Gould has committed to the USC Trojans.
That's a wild way of spelling Jaden.
I know, right?
Is that his actual way they spell it?
I spelled it.
Jesus. All right, keep on going.
There's some crazier Jadens out there. 4-star Kamari Rogers had committed to Miami.
Kamari's a sick name. I like Kamari. Cornerback, Miami.
Yeah.
Kamari.
If you look at the way it's spelled too, like that's a Miami.
That just feels like he needs to be in Miami.
It does.
You know what I mean?
He feels like a Miami player.
Yeah. I don't see Kamari playing in Arkansas. You know what I mean?
Know what he looks like.
Yeah, I have no clue. Based off of his name alone, he does not need to be playing in Arkansas. He needs to be playing in Miami. That's a fact. He's got good people in his corner.
Let's see. We got 4-star wide receiver. Oh my gosh, Isaiah Satna. How would you say that?
Satnega.
Has decommitted from Texas A&M. So for Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, boo-hoo.
Four-star running back Gavin Sawchuk has committed to Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Um, Four-star running back DeAnthony Gatson has committed to USC Trojans. Four-star running back Dallin Hayden has committed to Ohio
Right.
State. Former four-star wide receiver Jake Smith has entered the transfer portal, leaving Texas. Wonderful news. Um,
Oh
Four-star
man.
safety Taylor Groves has committed to Ole Miss. Good job, Ole Miss. I know why you're laughing.
Yeah, I just saw.
A four-star linebacker Jihad Campbell has committed to Clemson. So he will be going to the University of
That's
Clemson.
awesome. What did you say his name was? Jihad?
Jihad,
Oh man. I think that's a great name.
that is a wonderful name. It's not a name you expect to see. When I first saw that, I was like, that's a name. That
That
is a.
seems like a lie.
He's like, what?
Credit to me for not making a bunch of jokes about that. Okay, I'll make one. I can't help. Oh no, don't do it. I'll get canceled for this later. I'm just not gonna do it.
We'll talk after the show.
Credit.
Um,
I will say, I can't help it. I have to. I will say he's really gonna blow up the backfield. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Continue. We gotta move on for this quick so I don't get canceled.
this will be our last episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna get canceled.
Let's see. Four-star quarterback Eli Holstein is committed to Texas A&M. Four-star linebacker Jordan Crooks has decommitted from
Sorry.
Oklahoma State.
That's good. You cover a lot of decommitments from people you don't like.
Yeah. This next one made me sad.
Okay, finally a little like hometown cooking here, huh?
The four-star wide receiver, the number one overall player in the state of Oklahoma, has decommitted from Oklahoma and committed immediately to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Mike Gundy must have got him an own t-shirt.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Right. He's done recruiting from Canada. He's like, we're going straight for the Oklahoma game.
Yeah. We're like, screw Canada. They got too many liberals up there. We got to get some Oklahoma brothers in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Five-star defensive end Brennan Vernon has committed to Notre Dame for 2023. So it won't be this upcoming one.
Good Lord. That won't stick. Well, I'll give it 3 episodes. He'll be decommitted.
I think he's going to commit because he's from Ohio.
He committed to Notre Dame?
Yeah, he's going to go to Ohio, I'm sure. Ohio State, not Ohio. No one cares about Ohio. Four-star quarterback Caden Hauser has committed to Michigan State. Good job, Michigan State. Four-star linebacker Ish Harris. His name is Ish, I-S-H, has committed to Texas A&M. Good job, Texas A&M. Four-star running back Jamarian Miller has committed to Texas. Four-star linebacker TJ Dudley has committed to Oregon. And then good news for Gamecock fans out there. Former Kansas cornerback Karen Prutney. I'm not sure. Prutney? How did you say that? Prunty. Has transferred to South Carolina. Apparently, they're saying that he is a good cornerback. He's from Kansas. I don't put a lot of faith in Kansas, but they're saying he's good. I don't know.
He's from Kansas?
He's from Kansas. He's transferred.
I thought that said Kansas State at first.
If it was Kansas State, I'll give Kansas State credit.
Can't be that good. They all suck Kansas.
Kansas.
All right.
Four-star four-star athlete Ja'Cory Thomas commits to Georgia.
Very Georgia name. I feel like
Ja'Cory.
there's been a lot of Ja'Corys at Georgia before.
I don't follow Georgia that well. And last but not least, four-star cornerback Terrence Brooks has committed to Ohio State. Trennon.
That was a very fun recruiting session. I really enjoyed that. Sometimes they're recruiting. I'm like, but that was a good time. I had a great time.
Is that one guy?
Yeah, that was very funny. That was credit to me for not making 100 jokes off of that. Just one, I think, was good enough, which was a very good one. You know, I'm sure he's heard it 1,000 times. Probably walks off the field and some big dad tells him that, hey, you really did a great job. You know, joke.
Yeah.
Put joke there.
Good joke there.
Yeah. So, is there any Arkansas recruiting news or not really?
Just that long snapper.
Jesus, what is Sam Pittman doing?
He got a long snapper.
Yeah, 5-star.
5-star.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
He's good at snapping it long ways. Just, woo.
Yeah.
There'll be some more. You'll get some more recruits soon. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Isn't this the first time they can actually go to places because of COVID or something like that?
That's why everyone's recruiting, like committing now, because they can actually see where they want to go, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
committing.
I feel bad for this bad like the 20. What would you call this? The 22 recruits?
It is the 22
So
to
I feel
20.
bad for the 21. You just have to lead by faith, not by sight. You know, I've heard that saying before. And you can go to these campuses. God, I might have would have just went anyway.
I think there's gonna be a lot of transfers.
You think so?
A lot of transfers. I think a lot
They're
of people
like, holy crap, I hate it here.
not like their school, and they're going to transfer.
Because you think about it, you didn't get to go around the coaches, you didn't get to go around the unless you're Herm Edwards, of course, but but anyway, you didn't go around the coaches, you didn't get to go around the school, you didn't get to check out the facilities. What do you got, a Zoom call or something? Ugh, gross.
I don't even think they could do that. Like, I don't even.
Jesus,
It
what a
was
disaster.
but whatever.
All right, well, is that the end of the recruiting news, Ryan, or is there anything else?
What news, man?
All right, listen, y'all, I'm excited for football season. We're gonna start heavy in July, probably about mid-July when they start doing the SEC media days. We're going all in. So
All
I hope, yeah, right, Clemson. Hope y'all are ready for it. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm very excited, actually. All right, let's talk about the last thing, and I'm gonna read something. And I think this is legit. I don't know. I think this is pretty much everything you need to know. According to the NCAA, student athletes will be finally given the opportunity to receive compensation for their own name, image, and likeness. Soon we will be able to recreate our own brands, sell signed jerseys and other memorabilia, and endorse companies via social media and other various platforms. This guy said, "My DMs are open for all potential business opportunities, or if you'd like to reach me personally." Ryan,
yes.
2 questions for you. Bet
Okay.
you didn't see the second one coming. For question number 1, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And question number 2, does this hurt places like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Columbia, Clemson, versus teams that are more in a profitable, brandable area? Let's say like some of the West Coast teams like USC, UCLA, maybe Texas, Alabama, bigger market, bigger brands. Ryan, let me hear your thoughts.
So I think for the first question, I think it's fair. I mean, there's a lot more reasons that a person can profit off their own name and likeness outside of just, playing football now.
Yeah.
Like, we see like people like 19, 18, 17 years old who are like TikTok or YouTube, and they're making, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars just by doing that. Um, so I think it's fair for these student athletes who are already big names before they even get to college, to be able to profit off their name and likeness. I mean, it's whatever. I don't really see a problem with it. I think it was kind of unfair that we had it before. I know it gives certain schools advantages, and that's kind of why they set those rules to try and keep it fair. But just the kind of time we live in now, with everyone being connected, it's fair. Um, I think that there are a bunch of schools that unfairly get the advantage from this, and I say unfairly kind of loosely. But you're right, like USC, maybe Miami, um, schools in Texas, Ohio. I think especially I think USC is going to profit the most off this. Like, I think that
Yeah. I was
that's
trying to think of when I was coming up with that question in my head. I was like, is USC like the only one in the whole country that has like law saying made USC, UCLA? And then everybody else kind of sucks. I mean, where else are you gonna go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, you could make. There's really Miami, I guess. Maybe they have some pretty cool businesses down there. But at what point do you need like advertising like that? Why do you pay players for advertising if you're a big business already?
Yeah, I mean, I think people who go, I mean, students who go to USC are going to make a lot of money because I mean, it's LA. Um, so I think that's going to be a huge aspect to the Trojans recruiting, and I think this may be one of the big factors to USC being back. California had already released a state law allowing this, so they've kind of already been doing it for a few months now.
I did
Um,
not know that.
Oklahoma passed the law too. There's several states that have already passed these like state laws, and now the NCAA starting tomorrow, Thursday, July
By
1st,
force of the Supreme Court, by the way, I should mention that.
with help from the Supreme Court.
Help. The Supreme Court basically told them they had to because it's a freaking law.
Pretty much. Uh, I think it could hurt schools like Clemson and South Carolina where there's not a big market here. There's not a lot of
Especially
people.
not in Clemson. There ain't nothing up in Clemson. Clemson.
There's not a whole lot of. I mean, recruits are still going to go to Clemson because it's Clemson, and they know they can win. They can get developed. They go to the NFL. They win national championships. Whatever. They're going to go to Clemson. But if they're a player motivated by money, they're going to go to USC. They're going to go to Miami. They're going to go to Texas. Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma's going to give you a lot of money too. I think Oklahoma's going to be fine.
I mean, this is a rabbit hole.
I think
Because I'm starting to think of like,
which schools have the biggest boosters because that's where the money will come from.
and then you'll sit there and say, well, man, I don't know. This is a rabbit hole because I don't know who's the QB USC right now. What's his name?
Keaton Slovis.
Yeah, Slovis, right? He's gonna make bank. Wide receivers are probably gonna make bank. Running back probably. The offensive line. What about this random cornerback? You know what? I don't. It's stuff like that. Like, is it fair for everybody? Do you need to regulate it? Does it need to be like communism and where everybody gets the same amount of money?
Well, that's kind of like, I mean, it's not going to be fair for everybody because obviously what a player is going to be making at USC in terms of image and likeness is nothing compared to what a player is going to make at Vanderbilt or
They
Appalachian.
won't make nothing at Vanderbilt.
Exactly.
Is there Vanderbilt fans? I don't think they exist.
They exist.
So.
But it's kind of a tricky situation, and I'm sure it's going to evolve from here. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, quarterback, wide receivers, defensive backs, linemen, or whatever, they're going to get a lot of money. Whereas the offensive tackles, you're not going to get a whole lot.
True.
And this is different from colleges paying students. This is allowing students the ability to profit off their own likeness. Colleges are not paying students just yet. I think they're kind of still pushing that direction, which I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's a detriment to college football because it's college football.
There needs to be some kind of NCAA. You know, I won't talk about this a whole lot more, but NCAA is so stupid. They're a bunch of idiots. I'm gonna be serious for a second. I know I joke around a lot on this podcast. There are a few things I disdain and I hate in this world. Like very few. Like seriously, very few things. The NCAA is an incompetent organization ran by a bunch of idiots. And I mean that with every fiber in my heart. They are an awful organization. Now I'm gonna sit here and say, Trennon, who would you replace him with? I don't know. But I know the people who have the job right now are very bad at it in every way possible. They're awful.
I do think
it's a real opinion right there.
I do think this national letter, I mean, being able to profit off your own name and likeness is going to open a can of worms a little bit because once you give them an inch, they take a mile. And I think we're just going to keep seeing it going.
I think there's a potential for you to say, because what are the rules? What are the rules? You get paid whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the
so cost. It's a lawless land.
It's just
So I
Like,
could, if I was like
you can come up to me and say, I'm going to pay you $1 million if you're in my
for
team.
one jersey,
Or yeah, that too.
like let's say like you're DJ
Boosters are
from.
going to go crazy. Boosters are going to
That's what
go.
I'm saying. Like you give them one, they're like, hey, come to my school and I pay you $1 million. All you have to do is give me a jersey and come here.
Yeah, exactly.
What? It's crazy town.
The big schools are going to.
Because now they
Be
were already doing this, to be honest with you.
right.
But
Now they can legally do it, and it's so easy. You don't have to do it under the table anymore. You can just do it.
yeah, that's why I made the statement about the NCAA, because there has to be some kind of like policing of this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think a whole lot it's going to change, but we'll see.
I think because of all this, SMU deserves to get like 1% of every profit students get, just because the NCAA put them through so much crap because they did the exact same thing.
Exactly. You know, Terrell Pryor, I'll never forget.
Big 12, we'll talk, okay? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. Everybody's got an opinion too.
I'm not crazy about it, but it is fair. I think players should be able to profit off their name and likeness.
One dude's already slid in this guy's DM.
What?
Oh, this guy. It doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. We'll keep y'all updated on that. Maybe if we see a shift in the recruiting rankings or something crazy, we can make a comment on it.
USC's just gotta go skyrocket.
Yeah. You think about all the people in Los Angeles. They're like, yes. But the question then becomes, do people in Los Angeles actually give a crap about USC football enough to pay attention to an ad from a USC football player? Only when they're good, probably. And even then, probably not.
I mean, back in the day, like Pete Carroll was there, people care.
That's what I'm saying. They have to be good.
They have to be good. You got to bring Pete Carroll
and
back.
they're good right now, but they ain't that good. Like you throw them in the SEC, they're probably an 8-win team. You know what I mean? Pac-12, they may win all their games and lose one, but overall, I don't think they can compete on the national stage like with Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson.
They got a ways to go, but I mean, look, I think now they're going to get there again.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else, Ryan?
No.
All right. Let me give you one last update. It's not looking good. Oh my God. Mississippi State just hit a home run. It is now 10-0 in the top of the 8th. 10-0. And wait, what?
You right?
It's the top of the 8th. And according to this, I am just so confused. I hate these stupid things. Wait, just give me a second, people. There's one or more way of doing things. Also, kind of forgot that I wasn't on Wi-Fi on my phone. I could have been watching the game the whole time without on my LTE, but whatever.
Oh, well.
I'll give you a quick update. Oh my God, it's at a commercial. Guess you won't get an update. Never mind. It's 9-0 at the end of this recording. It looks like in the top of the 8th, Mississippi State's up 9-0. It looks like your Mississippi State Bulldogs will be the national champion. It looks like it. Now, if we come back next week and Vanderbilt somehow makes it, that would be awesome. That'd be sick. But I don't think that's going to happen. So. All right. Well, I just want to thank everybody for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. Ryan, any final thoughts?
No. I did want to say that I just pulled it up. Arkansas, University of Arkansas, has 2 players that are in the preseason All-American team.
Oh wow!
So Burks is a second-team All-American preseason,
as he should be,
and Catalan is an honorable mention. So
how many people does Oklahoma have?
No, I just saw the Arkansas one. I haven't looked at it.
Oh my God, Oklahoma probably has the whole team. It's 9-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Hey, finally game up. All right, if that's it, I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, subscribing. Please be on the lookout for any new content. Twitter, go to our Instagram for the videos that are going to be. They're going to be posted on Friday. So, all right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.